All right. Okay, so we got 4x minus y equals 5 and y equals negative 4x plus 1. So we got to solve by substitution. And that means we substitute an expression for a variable in the other equation. Let me just give a really simple substitution example real quick. And this is simple, but let's say that an apple plus a banana cost 100 cents, okay? And let's say an apple costs 30 cents. How would you solve that by substitution? Yeah, put 30 in place of A. So now you got 30 plus B equals 100. And we're trying to figure out the cost of the banana. And so now you've got a linear equation with just one missing letter. And so you'd subtract 30 from both sides, right? And B equals 70. And that makes sense, because look, 30 and 70 is 100. So it all works out, right? So that's like a really simple example of solving by substitution. We're okay with that, right? Cool. Okay, so we're doing a very similar thing here. It's just we've got some x's and y's, and there's no real life context. But essentially, you take this expression and you plug it in for y over here. Are we okay with that part? Because this is pretty much the hardest step of the whole thing. If you can just figure this part out, then the rest flows because we've done it before. So we rewrite this equation as 4x minus, and I do encourage you to put this in parentheses, negative 4x plus 1 in parentheses is equal to 5. So in this equation, I've replaced y with that expression, right? And then, yeah, go ahead. All right. So now the other thing with this particular problem is students oftentimes get stuck on this part when you've got a negative in front of a parenthesis. Do you know what to do with this?
Yes. You multiply the numbers inside the parentheses by -1.
Good. Yeah. You take negative 1 and times that by everything in here. So I'm just going to do that part. So negative 1 times negative 4x is 4x, and negative 1 times positive 1 is minus 1. All right. And so that's a positive 4. Now this 4x here, that guy comes down, right? And negative 1 times negative 4 makes positive 4x, so we write that like that, plus 4x, right? And now it's all equal to 5, okay? And so we just keep going, basically. But once we have substituted, notice that this is now a linear equation because there's only one missing letter, x, right? Right. So in any case, we have this, and what can we do? Can we simplify, like add like terms?
No.
Well, 4x plus 4x.
Oh, we can?
Yep, 8x.
8x.
Right. And write everything out. Good. And now solve for x. What do we do?
We put the +1 on both sides.
Yep. Good. So 8x equals. Yep. And now?
Do we divide by 8?
Yep. And I want you to simplify that fraction. Divide by 8. So simplify the fraction. 6/8 becomes what?
Oh, okay. So that would be 3/4.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So write it out with me there. So let me know when you've got all that written out, and then we'll try to keep going. So now that we've got x, what do we do now? Is that the end of the problem, or what's going on?
Alright, so now that we have x, we can find out how much -4x plus 1 is.
Yes. Now that we have x, we've got to figure out what y is equal to. Because our answer needs to be Our answer needs to look like this, actually. Our answer should be, we have two missing letters, x and y, right? And we've just found one of them, which is x, and that's 3/4. But we would like to know what y is also, right? It's kind of like with our simple apple and banana example. When we had A and B, we wanted to know, well, we were given apple is 30 cents, but we also wanted to know the cost of the banana 70 cents. We had two letters that we want to know what they are, right? Two unknowns. Right? Alrighty, so x is 3/4. So yeah, to solve y, to find y, the best thing is to plug x, the 3/4, 3/4 in here. If we plug it in there, then we'll figure out y. This is y will be -4 times x plus 1, right? So plug in our 3/4 here, right? Now, multiplying a number by a fraction. You want to write that -4 as a fraction. How would you do that? So write it out there. Yep. So write it out and calculate it and let me know what you get. Oh yeah. So good question. So when you've got a fraction like this, it's just -4 over +1. If it was -4 over -1, what would that make? What is -4 over -1? That's a negative over negative. That's a positive, isn't it? So that'd be a +4, right? Okay. So that it's just so yeah. And some students like to do -4 times 3 makes -12. +1 times 4 makes +4. And so this whole thing makes what? What does this make then? What does this make then? Negative. -3, right? But yeah, but it's easier to just go 4 to 4 goes once here and here, and you get -1 times 3 over 1, so just -3, right? All right. So in any case, we end up with y equals -3 plus 1, so y is -2, right? So our answer is x is 3/4 and y is -2. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. All right.